need transport now. Let's go.
I've got to get out of there. All right, Actual, you need to head left.
Man, we're going right. Visible at 2 o'clock. Form up on me.
Get the hell out of there right now.
On-site, fully armed. There's a shit ton. We're working on it. Oh, no, we can't leave him. Final drift.
Get the hell out of there.
Don't be come in.
No! Has the female been sedated?
Has her cornered. She's incapable in it. We could use some help getting her in the cage.
Take it down and give me cover. We're going in.
Yeah, on you.
In the helo. All right, so when we get her out of here, we'll get the next one. You're 3 o'clock.
Bond.
Oh, shit! They're coming for
Right now.
me. We have to kill her!
No, this is up.
Minutes to jump.
No, I have to protect you. We're getting in the chopper. You can make the jump from the air. The pad ready to fly. We're on our way.
Hey, bring the bottom decks.
Start evac for all non-essentials. This toxin has got to go back up. Ready, go.
6 minutes to jump. Forrester, we're entering the engine.
Watch your 6. entrance.
We gotta blow this thing manually, all right? No time.
Day. Whoops. Charlie.
Holy shit! There's a whole colony down. I'll hold them up.
I'm gonna die. You all right? Sit up like Julia Child. Whoa, that's the female. Look at you, your hands are shaking. I'm fine. Babysit me. This is so... I found something. I got tracks. Nice dumbass. You stuck her, Dad! She ain't down. Sorry for... Did you tell it to die?
You got a family?
The world doesn't end on a schedule. We'll be contacted as soon as you land.
Some of these guys are...
Studying the white spikes. If it's lost, the war is...
Commencing countdown protocol. 1 minute.
Be prepared for a drop!
30 seconds.
Makes sense. How are you so calm?
Well, it's kind of a short story, I guess.
Where are we going?
Miami Beach!
Lieutenant, something's wrong with that.
If you think this is bad, you don't want to see what happened.
The lab director's office.
Hard drives, everything!
I need those blue ampules from lab 2.
Oh no, I see something. Guys, something's watching us. We're gonna start the bomb. Where are these blue ampules?
Along the south.
Now,
Yes,
watch
ma'am.
team fall back.
Shit. 7th floor, you understand? I'm on 7th, copy. Go!
These bombs are gonna...
Command, we need a new exit.
Head to the loading.
Movie summary: The Tomorrow War, 2021. The Tomorrow War, directed by Chris McKay, presents an intense sci-fi narrative centered on time travel, an alien threat, and the power of human resilience. The movie opens with a glimpse of the future, a brutal, all-out battle between human soldiers and terrifying alien creatures called the White Spikes. This scene establishes the stakes and immediately draws viewers into a high-stakes war for humanity's survival. Fast forward to the present day, where Dan Forrester, Chris Pratt, a high school teacher and former military veteran, is attempting to find fulfillment in his civilian life. During a soccer game watched around the world, soldiers from the future appear, announcing that in 30 years, humanity will be on the brink of extinction. Their only hope is to recruit soldiers and civilians from today to fight in the future. The recruitment and draft processes are harrowing, and soon Dan finds himself enlisted to travel to 2051. The jump to the future is chaotic, throwing Dan and his team of recruits into a war-ravaged Miami. The action is non-stop from the moment they land, as the group is immediately tasked with retrieving research from a lab while evading the vicious White Spikes. The aliens are relentless, their sheer numbers and ferocity creating a sense of dread as Dan and his team fight to survive. The tension is palpable as they navigate the ruins of Miami, with scenes that emphasize the unpredictability of the White Spikes and the fear of being hunted. One of the central action set pieces occurs when Dan teams up with Colonel Murray Forrester Yvonne Strahovski, who is revealed to be his grown-up daughter. Murray is determined to develop a toxin that can kill the White Spikes, and Dan is brought in to assist her team. Their mission to capture a female White Spike, a more intelligent and dangerous variant of the species, is fraught with peril. The aliens retaliate fiercely, resulting in an extended battle sequence that showcases the teamwork, bravery, and desperation of the human soldiers. The intensity of the fight, combined with the emotional stakes for Dan and Murray, makes this one of the film's most compelling moments. Another highlight is the siege at the forward operating base, where the White Spikes mount a massive attack. This scene is a desperate fight for survival, with the base's defenses crumbling under the sheer force of the alien onslaught. Explosions, gunfire, and frantic hand-to-hand combat dominate the sequence, emphasizing the overwhelming nature of the threat. The action is brutal and relentless, and the sacrifices made by the soldiers add a layer of poignancy to the battle. Dan's determination to protect his daughter and ensure that her research survives drives the narrative forward, giving the action an emotional core. The climax of the film takes place in the Arctic, where Dan, his estranged father James Forrester J.K., the emotional weight of their relationship adds depth to the action, making the stakes feel more personal. The supporting cast is also strong, with J.K. Simmons standing out as Dan's estranged father, James Forrester. Simmons brings a grizzled charm to the role, and his character's reconciliation with Dan provides a satisfying emotional arc. The dynamic between father and son adds a layer of complexity to the story, and their scenes together, particularly during the final battle, are both humorous and touching. Betty Gilpin, who plays Dan's wife Emmy, doesn't get much screen time, but she provides an emotional anchor for Dan, emphasizing what's at stake for him personally. The pacing of the film is somewhat inconsistent. The first act moves at a breakneck speed, quickly establishing the stakes and throwing the audience into the action. However, the middle portion of the film slows down as it focuses on the mission to capture the female White Spike. The film wraps up on a hopeful note, emphasizing the resilience of humanity and the importance of family. The combination of fast-paced action, emotional stakes, and a time-bending storyline make The Tomorrow War an engaging and memorable ride. Movie review and rating: The Tomorrow War, 2021. The Tomorrow War is an ambitious sci-fi film that attempts to blend large-scale action with emotional storytelling. Directed by Chris McKay and led by Chris Pratt, the movie offers an exciting premise. People from the present are drafted to fight a future war against an alien species threatening to wipe out humanity. While the film has its strengths, including impressive action sequences and a compelling father-daughter storyline, it is not without its flaws. The action is undoubtedly one of the strongest aspects of The Tomorrow War. The sequences involving the White Spikes are intense and well executed, with the aliens themselves being genuinely terrifying. Simmons and a small team discover that the White Spikes have been on Earth for thousands of years, frozen beneath the ice. This revelation leads to a race against time to inject the toxin into the dormant aliens before they can awaken and spread. The Arctic environment adds a unique challenge to the final battle. with the freezing conditions and treacherous terrain complicating their mission. The fight inside the alien ship is thrilling, with Dan and James facing off against the White Spike Queen in a sequence filled with close-quarters combat, high stakes, and dramatic tension. The father-son dynamic adds an extra layer of emotional depth to the climax, highlighting themes of redemption and sacrifice. The movie concludes with Dan returning to his family, determined to be the father and husband he needs to be. The experiences in the future and the loss of his future daughter have changed him, giving him a renewed sense of purpose. The plot twists are predictable, and some of the dialogue is overly expository, making it feel like the film is trying too hard to explain itself to the audience. Nevertheless, The Tomorrow War is an entertaining sci-fi action film that delivers on its promise of spectacle and emotion. The chemistry between Chris Pratt and Yvonne Strahovski is a highlight, adding an emotional depth that helps elevate the story beyond just a series of action scenes. The film's concept is intriguing, even if the execution is occasionally uneven, and the action sequences are thrilling enough to keep audiences engaged. It may not be the most original Sci-Fi film out there, but it's a fun ride that offers plenty of excitement for fans of the genre. In terms of rating, The Tomorrow War earns a solid 7/10. It's a fun, action-packed movie with strong performances and impressive visual effects. While it may not break new ground in terms of storytelling, it delivers enough excitement and heart to make it worth watching. While this sequence is necessary for the plot, it lacks the urgency of the other action scenes and causes the narrative to lose some momentum. The final act picks up the pace again, delivering an action-packed climax that ties together the various plot threads, but the uneven pacing makes the film feel longer than it needs to be. Thematically, The Tomorrow War touches on ideas of sacrifice, family, and the impact of one's actions on future generations. The time travel element adds an interesting twist, allowing Dan to see the consequences of his choices and giving him a second chance to make things right. The relationship between Dan and Maury is central to the story, and their interactions add emotional weight to the action, making the stakes feel more personal. The film also explores themes of redemption, particularly in the relationship between Dan and his father, though these themes are not fully developed and could have been explored in greater depth. Visually, the film is impressive. The CGI used to create the white spikes is excellent, and the action sequences are visually engaging. The design of the aliens is genuinely frightening, and their depiction as relentless predators adds a constant sense of threat to the film. The final battle in the Arctic is visually striking, with the stark, frozen landscape providing a dramatic backdrop to the intense action. The cinematography captures the scale of the battles, with dynamic camera movements that convey the chaos and intensity of the conflict. Despite its strengths, The Tomorrow War relies heavily on familiar sci-fi tropes. The reluctant hero, the estranged father-son relationship, and the race against time to save humanity are all elements that have been seen in countless other films. While the movie executes these tropes effectively, it doesn't do much to set itself apart from other entries in the genre. Their design, a combination of speed, strength, and relentless aggression, makes them formidable enemies, and the visual effects used to bring them to life are top-notch. The initial jump to future Miami is a standout moment, as the chaos of being dropped into an active war zone immediately sets the tone for the rest of the film. The siege at the forward operating base and the final battle in the Arctic are similarly well choreographed, providing plenty of thrills and keeping the audience on edge. Chris Pratt delivers a solid performance as Dan Forrester, bringing both charisma and emotional depth to the role. While Pratt is known for his comedic roles, he effectively portrays a man grappling with his sense of purpose and the responsibility of saving his family and the world. The relationship between Dan and Maury, his grown-up daughter from the future, is the heart of the film. Yvonne Strahovski shines as Maury, bringing both toughness and vulnerability to her role. The scenes between Dan and Maury are some of the film's most powerful, particularly as they work together to develop the toxin that could save humanity. The themes of family and sacrifice, combined with the high-stakes action, make it a memorable experience, even if it doesn't fully explore all of the intriguing ideas it introduces. For those looking for a thrilling sci-fi adventure, The Tomorrow War fits the bill and provides an enjoyable ride from start to finish.